reconnect as player 1. And we want the same bots we had last time, but without the reflect. So let's put missiles in. Deploy, 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 deploy. Is it possible to kill yourself in bot lane? It is for right now in the pre-beta. You can type the /kill command. In the future, it'll be possible in a much more limited sense, and I'll go into that once I start coding it. I think for right now, it's not super important. So let's do this, and now let's do tick time equals 1. So what we should see is that kills and deaths should always be balanced. Like the number of kills of one player should always be equal to the number of deaths of another player. So yep, that is the case. So now let's kill off all of these bots, and we'll put in just reflect bots instead. There. And now I expect that there's going to be a problem. Oh, in fact, look at that. No, that's not a problem. Okay. So player 2 is never getting their kills increased. Yeah, that's the problem. Like you can see over here, the red player is getting deaths, but the blue player is never getting kills. So there's a problem with reflecting projectiles. Okay, which we already pretty much knew. Adam, my game froze. Are you... Yeah, weird. Do you have any more information than that? Do you, like, are you in Chrome? Is the timer going down? Are you able to deploy bots? Like, what are you looking at? Can you take a picture of the screen? Or are you even connected to the server right now? I see that you're connected here, but there is an intentional game freezing at the end of every game, which is the post-game time. Okay, so somehow this is failing. Let's take a look. We have modify life, killing bot owner. So if is reflected. So let's put some console logs here. The projectile is reflected. So instead of this dot active bot owner dot toString, we will use killing bot owner dot toString. Chrome timer is going down. Oh, whoa. This looks pretty severe. Can you open up the console by pressing F12 and telling me if there are any errors in there? The Twitch is doing that thing again where it doesn't tell me how many people are online. Did they somehow... Let me watch my own stream and see. Does everything look okay? Oh, well, Exo Gaming, if it happens again, definitely let me know. There's only one thing I could think of for the problem, and it's unlikely that it would have happened, so... My stream online, it must be, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, there's source buttons now. Huh. Well, that appears to have been what did that. Weird. Okay, yeah, let's try this out. So we're going to reconnect. Also, let me sit down. Connect over here as player 1. We just gotta wait for the server to start up again. Also, I should really save those bots, so fine, we'll do that. Ultra Killer. We'll put reflect on this one. Well, we'll put both of these on here. Okay. Yeah, good. So the server is listening now. Let's connect as player 1 and as player 2, and we will load this up and auto deploy a bunch of these. And then over here, we'll do the same thing, but without, no, without missiles. Actually, I did that wrong. Where's reflect? Here we go. Do I stand up the entire stream? No, I don't. All right, now we wait for a reflect projectile to get the kill. Oh, there needs to be an API for you to get which team you're on, or maybe where your general spawn point is. Maybe an API to get where your spawn point is in general, or maybe your particular spawn point. All right, so did this happen yet? The projectile is reflected, so using player ID 1 instead of player ID 1. Oh, that's the problem. What? How is that the case, though? Whoops, no, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so when the projectile is reflected, we change killing bot owner. It's the... Oh, I put this on the wrong thing. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, we gotta try this again. I accidentally had this console.log before where I changed killing bot owner. Well, alright. Exo Gaming. You're only getting deaths. You're doing worse than all the people who are offline right now. I find that funny. Okay, let's see. Can we connect to the server yet? We're going to need to refresh both these pages. Have you ever had an error you just couldn't fix, or did you always find a way to fix it? Almost always I'll be able to fix problems. There are a couple of cases where I haven't been able to, but the way I look at it is I haven't put in enough time toward fixing them. So here we go. We're going to do this again. We load this up, deploy a bunch of these. So player 2's got reflected missiles, and I just have reflect. There. Exo Gaming says, I'm not good at this. Any suggestions for a good bot? Yeah, what you could do if you want is just use one of these pre-made scripts, and all of the pre-made scripts tell you what to customize them as right at the top of them. So like artillery has artillery 3, missiles 3, and regen 1. If you want, you can just use any of the pre-made ones. So let's see what we have now. Using ID 1 instead of ID 0. Oh, instead of using ID 0, we'll use ID 1. Whoops, I said that wrong both times. Okay, so we are passing in a different owner, and it definitely exists. Then we do this. So perhaps this is the problem that we're having. In fact, we don't even need to do this by starting up a new server. We could just do this on... Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so first, not incrementing kills because killing player equals dying player. Okay, so we have that. Next, let's go into client constants and let's look for our reflect bots. Cloak and reflect. Yeah, so we're gonna just take cloaking off of these bots. And we're gonna make it so that cloak and reflect is all that can be placed, no matter what. So we search for this, and then we get rid of everything that's not that. So done. And then once I fix this bug, here's what we'll do. We'll lint. Maybe we'll do the new APIs, and then we'll do a giveaway. Yeah, I think that'll be the order for the rest of the day. What are points for? Points are for these things. And Affixstyle says, how do you open the leaderboard? Hold tab. Yeah, let's try this out. So now enemy bots will only ever deploy with reflect on and nothing else. So when we load this up and we use our... Okay, there. Now we're bound to run into this problem where a reflected projectile kills me. Like, we can see that this bot was close to dying. This should definitely help me figure out what's going wrong. Still no kills. Okay, time to write better code. Let's just say move left. Save and let's restart. There. Okay, now I load this up, I auto deploy, and we're in business. What is this? Huh, that shouldn't have printed out. Okay, yeah, we are running into this problem, and it says not incrementing kills because killing player equals dying player. Weird, how is this happening? So let's take a look. Killing player is ID 1, it's the AI player, and dying player is you. Oh, this is wrong. Oh man, what am I doing? This is no, I just wrote the wrong console log here. This is incrementing kills because killing player is not equal to dying player. So what I meant to do is put this into an else here, and then say not incrementing. That was sloppy. Exo Gaming says, what do I press? I'm stuck in the part where it's just code. Oh, you press B to open and close that. Or you can swipe down and swipe up. So if you want, swipe down opens. Wait, did this freeze? What's going on here? Or did the server close down? What is happening here? I can't type anything? Oh, it's broken in, that's why. Yeah, okay, close that. There. Now everything starts working again. Harry Mango says, if I were to play this, I would make a lot of weak bosses sacrifices so that a strong bot of mine could harvest their sacrifice remains. You could play it. You could just sign up for the game. You probably have the points for it. I've seen you here enough. Huh. Okay, yeah, let's try this. So we have the perfect AI for testing this. We're going to auto-deploy these bots. And now we load this up. Do you use a standing desk? Yes, I do. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we don't care about that. What we care about is this particular one. I've been sneezing a lot today. Okay, so here's the problem. Killing player is me, and the dying player is also me. Killing player shouldn't be set to me. That's the problem. Why is it? Oh, it's the client. The client. So presumably then this was working the whole time on the server and this was just a client problem. Adam, I love the name Ultra Killer. Yeah, well that used to be the most powerful bot in the game because there was no other hardware yet. And now it's not. Bless your AI soul. Okay, so how do we fix this? Chase target system. We said modify life. We do this. Where is this? Increment kills and deaths. Yeah, so projectile owner. We need to check and see if this was reflected. Do projectiles even know if they're reflected? They don't. Oh, that's... Man. How do I do this then? So yeah, problem. On the client, a reflected projectile is not counted as a kill. So we need a way to track that a projectile was reflected and who it was, who the intended target was. And we kind of get this information. We get something like fire projectile or laser fired or something like that. Client arena projectile was fired. Yeah. So we have was reflected, but then we don't use this information. We just add another component. So I think we're going to need to add a new component to this. I think we need to add a new component called isReflected that keeps track of the intended target and then uses that to increment kills. Alright, well, what have we modified code-wise? Probably not much, just stuff in constants, right? Yeah, this was all commented out. This is just to get us to a better repro. So we understand this now. So let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of this. Well, we could keep that. No, we won't keep that. Okay, and then we'll also get rid of the breakpoint that we have here. So the bug is understood. I think there's a solution. So let's go code it. We go into components and we make is reflected. Is reflected. We go into something like an is something component. So here, for example, we make it an is reflected component. Is bot turns into is reflected component. And on 11, we do this. This is used to tag reflected projectiles. This is needed because otherwise the client does not know how to increment kills when a reflected projectile is also the killing blow. Now, there's another way of doing this, I suppose, and that's when well, I think I'm just going to do it this way. Wish there was a way to spend points to change the lights. Yeah, that was always my intention, is to give people that ability, but it's a little too much to code, and it hasn't been high enough priority to do. And see you, Exo Gaming. Thanks for joining. Thanks for playing. Okay, so we have this. This needs to take in an intended target. And then we're going to say this, and we say that the intended target is an entity, the entity that we're reflecting off of. This, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Cool. So now we just need to make this component. Let's go into Client Arena, and up here we have things like is. Well, nope. Let's do this. Is cloaked component. So let's take that. And when we get that a projectile is reflected, so projectile is fired, we do this. Was reflected. We have that right here. Wow, this couldn't be easier. So we say if was reflected, then projectile entity dot add component new is reflected component. We need the intended target. So we say intended target entity. Yeah. Should it be an entity? What did I say it should be in this thing? Intended target, and it's an entity. Okay, well then we need a dispose function. So we call super.dispose, and then we say this dot intended target equals null. Yeah. Oh, and thanks for the follows. Botlandbot never took my points for the beta access. Exo Gaming, didn't you win it from a giveaway? Or let me look into this. When did you get access to the game? Exo Gaming transferred, so you had 2 points left. Where did you get access? I don't know. Had it twice, both bought. I'm not sure. How about this? The next time I do a giveaway, test spending points. So the person who wins should be given the number of points to purchase the game. Yeah. Okay. And hey, best form. Adam, do you use Sublime over SSH? Do you know if this is possible? I do not use it, and I don't think it's possible since Sublime is only a GUI program. I also don't think you'd necessarily want to do that. There are a lot of text editors already that work over SSH. Or if you want, you could always start up like a VNC session or something and then use it over that. So now we have the isReflected component. We've added it, and it's got the intended target. So here's what we need to do now. We go into component names. We have the isReflected component. We go into the chase target system. When we've reached our target, we don't do increment kills and deaths. We say killing player equals projectile owner. Then we say if, let's do get component is reflected component. And if that exists, then the killing player equals the is reflected component's intended target. No. This is not right. This is not right at all. We say intended target equals that, and then we say killing player equals this dot arena dot get owner of entity intended target. Okay, bug fixed. Done. Well, not quite. Actually, I forgot to put that there. Okay, well now it's done. So now we just need to wait for that to finish, and that was wrong. So now we go back and we do this. You already have access. Your password is... Wait, what? I don't remember winning or buying it. I don't know, Exo Gaming. I haven't been paying attention to this, to be honest. SSH-Y Sublime? What does that actually do? And yes, actually, Harry Main goes, have you ever really been thirsty and took a drink of water and said, this is some quality H2O? That has happened to me. I think it's when I'm exceptionally thirsty. Okay, let's test this out. I think we should be in a case where this bug no longer repros. Fx Style says, need someone else in this round so I can stop embarrassing Exo Gaming. Alright, there are my Slevin bots. I didn't receive the link for following. Let's find out if you're on the ode list. So we will go over to here, token, S-ode, and you are Felix. Let's see if you're on the process list, Felix. So it apparently did send it to you. I'll send you another one, just, whoops, there we go. So I'll send you another one, but then I do need to test this bug, so let's hit load, and there's our code. Next, let's deploy. And this should be fixed. Well, how about this? We'll kick it into hyperspeed, and then let's test it out. Debug main.simulationserver.arena.ticktime equals 1. There we go. Let's let that run for a little while. Y uses X11 forwarding to run remote programs on a local X11 server. Oh, interesting. That's very powerful. What is the least used color and the most used color of the lamp? I actually don't pay much attention to it. I think people like the vibrant colors like blue and red and pink. Okay, yeah, let's see. What are we looking at on the leaderboard? So let's set this back to something really slow. And then we'll take a print screen because I'm not going to try to read this as it's updating. And we'll just take a look at this. So we have deaths 63. That is the sum of these two numbers. And kills 72. That is the sum of these two numbers. So we're good. We did it, Reddit. I tried red, but it's still orange. Those are orange. This is red, but it might just be my camera that is... I don't know if there's any like better way to show you that it's red. I guess it's still kind of... No, it looks red. It looks orange on camera. Let me see. I'll just change the colors myself. Set them to red. No, yeah. Because that's... Yeah, that's as red as they'll get. Maybe if you set the brightness to maximum, it'll be more red. It's slightly more. Oh yeah, Exo Gaming, you'll be removed from the game in a minute and 34 seconds. Yeah, you have a lot of deaths. 480. I like regular white for the lamp. I'm very boring. Well, every 5 minutes, if no one's modified my lights in my room, they do reset back to white. In fact, how long has it been since someone has done this? It was... Where's the time? Here we go. 15:21. Yeah, so in 2 more minutes, they'll turn back to white unless Felix ends up using the lights. Mockingjay is worth watching. Probably not for me. I'm not really into Hunger Games. Okay, so killing player equals projectile owner. Yeah. And let's put a comment for that here. If the projectile was reflected, then the killing player is actually the owner of the intended target. Intended target, i.e. the one who reflected the projectile. Yeah. American using 24-hour clock. Are you a Russian spy? Ah, you caught me. And I'm forced by Twitch terms of service to admit that I'm a spy when I'm a spy. How did you ever know? That's not me using it, by the way. This is just some timestamp that prints out probably when you say new date in JavaScript. I don't actually know. All right, component names is modified. And then what do we have? This is reflected component. It doesn't need to be serialized. In fact, I don't even think it needs a serialized function if it doesn't. What do we do for sprite components? Spite components. Yeah, we don't have a serialize or a deserialize. Let's get rid of that. Perfect. Perfect. Great. Fixed a bug where reflected projectiles weren't counted as kills on the client because nothing was tracking the fact that they were reflected by the time we incremented the stats. Yeah. Okay, so bug is done. Next, BLCL pre-commit. Let's test that out. Also, let's run the test since that's been a long time. We'll try these things out, and then I'll close some of these tabs. Done. Exo Gaming says, I never got to control the lights. I didn't know at the start. Exo Gaming, I think you were the person in chat with the highest incident of, okay, I'm going to go. See you guys. And then you're still there like the next 10 minutes. It's totally fine. I don't care. I just find it funny because I usually notice that you said, wait, didn't he say he was going to go somewhere? He was going to go eat food and now he's still here. And, yeah, I don't mind giving you another token. Exo Gaming. There we go. So if you want to use the lights, you can use them. They'll expire. That'll expire at the end of today. So we almost had perfect linting. We had a... Oh, wait, no, this is not a problem. We can revert this. We have the power to make it better. We have done it. Ta-da! And finally this. Unexpected console statement. Yeah, this shouldn't be here. This should be a logger. And I believe we have a logger. Do we? Yep, there we do. Yep, nice. Logger.info. Let's run pre-commit again. And also, how did the test do? 311 passing, doing pretty well. Uh-oh, it's the lights police. When I first came here, I thought it said Buttland. Now, that would be a very different stream. Can you show your PC specs? Yeah. So I have 12 gigabytes of RAM, an i7 CPU, 2.7 gigahertz, a GT630 video card, and a solid state drive. Also a sweet mouse, which I haven't shown off in a long time. This is why you see me using so many different features. Like I move windows around, I go page up and page down. I can actually modify text if I want. I can backspace that lint. I can make a new line, delete all of that. Delete that direction too, move the cursor around. I can do home and end on here too. And yeah. So that's why when you see me with my hand on my mouse, it's not like it's a mouse. It's more like a keyboard. All right, so we fixed the linting issues. Okay, Spoolicus. Fixed linting issue. All right, what's next? Lint is done. So new APIs and then a new deploy. So right now this server is in free-for-all deathmatch mode, and no one's actually playing right now, which is, I guess, to be expected. So we'll add in these new APIs, and then we'll do another deploy, and then we've got an hour and a half left. So I think we can start working on tests after that. 11:30. That's why I thought I was going off, but I'll stay for a little more. G600. I have a too sweet thing. Can you show your macros? Yeah, is this a G600? I think it is. Yeah, G600. Yeah, the macros are all like programming things. I never use this for games. So I have, yeah, page up, page down, next tab, previous tab, backspace, control W, enter, alt N. Alt N, by the way, is specifically for this one case where you want to close something and you want to hit alt N to make that dialog go away. Escape, enter, end, home space, middle click. I have the letter K bound on the mouse, so I can literally just type the letter K here. And the reason for that is for YouTube. You can pause and play videos. And then the shift buttons add in, yeah, all of this. Arrow keys, delete, enter. I actually don't use these three apparently. Windows right, left, and Windows up. And yeah. So I'm not even fully using this. I really should be. Adam is just so captivating that I don't want to do anything else. Oh, thank you, Spoolicus. Is that a Razer Naga? No, it is not a Naga. I had the Naga for like a day or maybe a week, and I got it, and I pressed a button on the side of it, and it typed the number 1, and then I pressed another button, and it typed the number 2, and I pressed another one, and it was like hyphen. Turns out, all they'd ever planned on you using that for was for MMORPGs, and that makes total sense if you want to use it for something like that, because the terms of service of MMOs usually prevent you from using macros, and the hotbar is typically 1 through equals on an American keyboard. But anyway, long story short, I ended up returning it. They later programmed it in so that you could change it, and it was too late, and now I don't buy Razer products anymore. So if you ever see me sponsoring Razer, you'll know that they're definitely paying me money. Okay. Yeah, so we are slowly making it through. Okay, find closest allied bot. Do we have something like this? Find closest... we do. How does this even exist? This shouldn't even be an API. We couldn't have coded it. Oh, it doesn't exist. I probably just... No, it does exist. All right, so much for trying to be smart. Find allied bots. Well, how does this work? How does it work? Reveal to me your secrets API. We need to go into the arena and say get bot matching flags. This does get closest entity. Here, get all entities in range. Here. Then we have get entity matching flags on tile. And we have ally. Oh, that's the problem. This is going to return your own bots in addition to returning allied bots. We want to differentiate between allied, friendly, owned, and enemy. So there are 4 different flags in this game that you might care about. So what we need to do is, if they are not allied, really, just if not our entities allies. Does this function even exist? It does. Well, look at that. Okay, well, what we're supposed to do at this point is write a test for this. But that's down here on my list of things to do, so I can't write a test for it yet. I think we need to add a blockly block for this. So let's see, find closest ally. Yeah, we don't have this. Okay, let's do it this way. So we're going to say find closest allied bot. We'll say allied bot, and then this is also allied bot. Great. Next up, we put this over here. So we have find my closest bot, and now there's find closest allied bot. And that's it, actually. That should be done. Testing it, that's where things are going to get a little bit iffier. So let's write a test case here for find closest allied bot. Okay. Now we refresh the page. Insert mode pedal. Do you seriously have this, Spirit Man? This is not some, oh god, it's got 0 views. It's very likely that you actually have this. Oh boy, I did not know. This is like hardcore Vim. If Void Dreamer were here, he would be making fun of you right now. I'm just surprised. I think this is effective, and I am all for practicality. I've never thought of using a pedal for. Actually, this is something speedrunners do, I think. When they have splits, they hit the pedal. Oh, it's not yours. Okay. Whew. Whew. Then we can tell Void Dreamer about it. Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that kind of violates the benefits of Vim. Vim is like you don't need to move your hands from the home row, and the insert key is literally like the shortest distance your middle finger can travel without just being on the K key to begin with. I think it's actually shorter than moving. Well, maybe it's the same distance there, but yeah. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's test this out. So we go into helper functions and we have nothing. Let's refresh the page. So now we go into helper functions and we have nothing. Okay, yeah, I screwed up. So how did I screw up? I think it's in refresh time. Find closest allied bot. So find closest allied bot, returns an entity. It's got a color of pink. And yeah, this should all be fine. Let's see. Let's refresh the page one more time. And here we go. Yeah, there it is. Find closest allied bot. And if we hit edit, it turns into find closest allied bot. Perfect. Don't care about anything else. Because I don't think this API to figure out where you spawned, that's not really necessary, because you could do something like this. You could say insert equals function and go say something like start x equals x, and then update equals function. If start x is less than arena width divided by 2, then I'm on the blue team. I'm on the blue team. Else I'm on the red team. So we could do something like this. Oh, I see. Sprintman. All right. Fine, your story checks out. I won't make fun of you. Actually, I wouldn't make fun of you even if it was something you were using. Really, more power to you if that's your workflow. Okay. So, what do we got going on? I think we're at the point where we're going to run a giveaway, and then I think we're going to upload this, and then we're going to put in. Yeah, so let's do it this way. We added in a new API. Let's go check this in. What's going on here? Yeah, we'll keep that code. We'll check in. So we modified 2 things. Find closest allied bot was apparently already in the game, but I fixed a bug with it where it could find your own bots in addition to finding allies. Now it only finds pure allies. Added a blockly block for find closest allied bot. These are so closely related despite kind of being 2 features that I don't really care about checking them in the same commit. But normally I would, whoops. Okay, good. I turned off my camera. I just started typing my password without confirming that I turned off my password or my camera. Yeah. She sells seashells by the seashore. Okay. What's the game? I'll show you the game in just a sec. Let me kick off a commit or a deploy or any of those things. Okay, so the game is Botland, and we've just turned it into a team game. So if you look at the real server right now, everyone is kind of just fighting for themselves. And if so it's my bots versus Affixtal, and we look like we're the same color. We're slightly different. But now it's a team game. So the way that this works is you make bots, and you make bots by specifying their hardware. So I might say I want melee, and I want zapper, and I want cloaking. And so I make my bot, and then I come up with code for the bot. So I'll say something like, let's just do this. If can zap, then zap. If I can melee, then melee. Otherwise, let's pursue an enemy. Otherwise, let's just move around. We'll say move to the left, actually, because now it's a team game and we spawn on the right. And yeah, so then I can deploy this bot. We can call it Scream of Grave. Scream of Grav. We don't know if it's gravy or if it's grave. So there's my bot. It's using Zapper, which is a close range AoE, and it's trying to pursue enemy bots so that it can use. Oh, we're not actually making use of cloaking, so let's delete that and put on thrusters. Okay, so let's call this Scream 2. There we go. So now these bots move a little bit faster, and they're going to pursue the enemy, and when they get close, they're going to hit them with melee. Oh man, I got destroyed. Okay, this is what's really tough about a team game. You have like automatic clumping by default. Anyway, once you've deployed them, they run based on your automation that you gave them. So whether you gave them Blockly code or you actually wrote out JavaScript, they're just going to enact that. So there's no clicking the bot and saying, I really want you to shoot a laser to the left. If you didn't write that code, then it won't do that. And so right now, if you want to get access to the game, you can follow this YouTube video. Oh, Zython says, is Sublime license worth it? I don't know. I really like Sublime, but is the license worth it? All you see is a nag screen every 20 times you try to save. So if you don't mind pressing escape every once in a while, then no, it's not worth $70. But is Sublime worth it? Yes. I just don't know what the license is. I bought the license a long time ago. Falling asleep on my desk, I better go to sleep for real. See ya, by the way, I got this sorted with PayPal. Oh, nice. Okay, great. And see ya for real now, Exo Gaming. Let's see what we got going here. We are currently deploying, so I'm going to commit this as, what do I say? Teams are now in the game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Teams are in the game. So I got to turn off my keyboard camera again. Yep, so check this out. We've got a ton of changes here. We can hit all, and also more bug fixes. More bug fixes. There we go. So push. Okay, push that here. Let's take a look at what the server is doing before we restart it. Also, who's online right now? So Versace and Sweet Jenny, you guys are going to get kicked offline probably before the match ends, but doesn't really matter so much. So memory usage is actually pretty good right now, 352. Although I guess it's working its way up to, oops, I didn't mean to close that. It's working its way up to 400, which is where it was at before. So we're going to restart this. Let's do git pull, and I will type my password over here, and then we will, nice. Yeah, so here we go. Oh yeah, cannot connect to server. That's to be expected. So now we rerun this. Let's clear, scroll back. Okay, good. And then let's restart the client too. All right. What else is going on? Not condoning not paying for sub, but you need to do this find a Sublime license. Oh, yeah, I don't condone that either, actually. Transmission stick game controller for Git. First gear for hotfix branch. Second gear for testing. Scream of Grave says, are you also making 3D games? No, not currently. Best Horn says, if you use it and you like it, you should buy the license. Actually, one more question. Do you think you said see you for real, Exo Gaming? You can't ask another question. If this is successful, would this game become an esport? I'm serious because it's very strategic. I don't see this becoming an esport because I see, and I'm a very hopeful person, of course, because I'm the one making the game. I think for something to be an esport, there needs to be a lot of depth in strategy and in skill. So there needs to be a very high skill cap, and there needs to be a spectator aspect to it. So, for example, FPSs are not usually as popular as esports because you're looking from the view of one player usually, and it's kind of hard to spectate matches like that. Whereas real-time strategy games, card games, MOBAs, those are easier because you're in a third-person view. So this, maybe it'll be, but I don't know. There's a timer now. Oh yeah, Shadow Drake, and there is. So check this out. If I refresh the page, I should be able to connect, and actually everyone should be able to connect right now. So here we go. And I am thrown onto the red team. And if I deploy the same bots that I had before, we can show this off. Yeah, so now all my bots spawn on the right side, and all the blue bots will spawn on the left side. And now it's a team match. So if you guys want to join, yeah, we can do this. Cheeseball says, are you going to put a price tag on this when it's done? I hope you do. No, I am not. So this game will be completely free to play. If you want to spend money, you can, but it won't be a pay-to-win kind of thing. There's one feature we have planned where it's pay to get marginally better, I guess. But it's not, I don't want to talk about this yet until I can show it off and show you what we have planned. But for the like 99% of the things we're doing is like, you can unlock things faster, but I've said this on stream a bunch of times. There are two kinds of pay games that I don't like. One is pay to win, which is you cannot compete if you haven't spent X dollars. And two is pay to play, which is that the game is totally free, but oh, you used your 5 energy for today, so now you got to go spend money and get more energy, and like it kind of penalizes you for having fun playing the game. The paying models I don't dislike are pay to play the game once. So like I spend $50 on Yoshi's Woolly World, and now I own the game. Like that's totally fine. I think that's a viable business model, and I don't have any problems with that. And I also don't mind paying for cosmetic items, or like the Hearthstone model of pay to unlock things faster, which is very similar to this model. In Hearthstone, you can get every card for free, actually except for one, I think, Golden Tauren Chieftain or something like that. You can get pretty much every card for free. Same thing in this game. You can pretty much everything for free. But if you want to unlock it faster, pay some money. So there. Yeah, so let's run a giveaway because I want to give the game away to people. And remember, what I'm about to give away is pre-beta access. It'll last until Sunday. So I'm going to say this. If you type something into chat, you'll be entered in. I'm going to run 2 of these. And here's how I'm going to do it. You've got 3 minutes to type something into chat. If you show up on this list on the left side, you are now entered in to win it. And I want to do it this way. So whoever wins, I'm going to give you the number of points it takes to buy the game, and I want to see if that works. So let's find out how many points it does take. So if you go to bot.land, go to pre-beta, and remember, you only have to type something once, so don't send multiple messages if it's just for the sake of entering the pre-beta. What about ads? I have ads on my Android game on the Play Store, but I always worry if it's too annoying. There might be ads, yeah. Okay, so it's Tuesday, so it costs 90 points. So yeah, the first person who wins this, I'm going to give them just 90 points, and I'm going to ask you to get the game yourself. So yeah. Potatoes taste great. All right, we got a couple of minutes left. Remember, what you'd be getting is access to the main server. So right now, if you're just some random person and you go to play.bot.land, the game will actually load for you. You just can't play online because you don't have a username and password. So you can see the game if you want. Christopher says, what are the planned graphical updates? How much effort do you plan on putting into the visual side of the game? Are you personally going to be working on that at some point, or do you have an art team and artist? All right, that's a lot of answers to give. So let me start with the first one. Planned graphical updates. The entire game is going to look different by the time it's released. As in, none of the graphics you see will be used, except for maybe like the check mark in the JavaScript code. This thing, I like this check mark graphic, so we're going to keep that. The interface, how the screen looks right now, how you interact with things, that's all going to be different. How much effort do I plan on putting into it? As much as it takes for it to look like a polished game. Now, the only thing conflicting with that is the timeline for this game. I want to release it in, I'll say, the first half of 2017. So if it's June 2017 and there's something that I just say, look, I can't keep spending time on this, then yes, maybe we release it and things don't look absolutely perfect. Finally, you said, are you going to be working on that? No, I am absolutely terrible at art. I can do music stuff just fine, I think, and I don't know if I'll be doing the music for this game. But as far as art goes, no, I have a team essentially. And we're just getting the concept art. Actually, there's a meeting planned tonight. We're going to talk about concept art, and maybe I can show you guys, maybe not. I'm not sure if we want to do that yet. All right, so I'm going to take this text off of my screen, and we're going to run 2 pre-beta giveaways as soon as this timer hits 0. And remember, if you are on this list, then you are in it to win it. Oh, no, yeah, no need to be sorry. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, giveaway number 1 is Spoolicus. And giveaway number 2 is Felix. So we have Spoolicus and Felix. Now, here's how I'm going to do this. Spoolicus, points give Spoolicus 90. And then Spoolicus, please type /w botland bot game. Okay. And then Felix, I will just grant you the game directly for free. Oh, wait. Don't type that yet. Hang on. Spoolicus. How many points do you have so far? Okay, you have 122. Yeah. Because I just gave you 90 points. So please type whisper botland bot the word game, and you get access to the game. So we ran the giveaway here. We need to give Felix access as well. Okay, now how many points does Spoolicus have? Hopefully 32. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, because Exo Gaming was saying that points weren't removed, but it looks like points were removed. All right, cool. So you guys can join the game. I'm going to link you the video. It is there. If you watch that video, you'll learn how to play. And remember, this video was back before there were teams, back before there were leaderboards, back when I was wearing a sweater. I don't have that sweater anymore. It's just I burned it. And so this will teach you how to log in, use your Twitch name, use the password that you got, how to kind of play, make bots, and see what's happening. And yeah, so watch that video, please. But yeah, congratulations. And you will hopefully, you guys will be like the first to play in the team match. So Spoolicus is on the blue team, and I'm on the red team, and we have 5 minutes left in this match. And I really want to see this working. And like, oh yeah, no problem, Spoolicus. Remember, these accounts expire on Sunday, and then next week you'll have to spend loyalty points to get the account access again. So let's take a look. Yeah, Spoolicus connected. Felix has been added as a pre-beta player. Nice, nice, nice. You seem really sleep deprived compared to your old self. What? I don't feel sleep deprived. But also, how long have you been watching me for? 1 hour and 47 minutes. That is not nearly long enough to be able to determine if I look sleep deprived. Okay, cool. So what's next, and this is what's going to happen the rest of today, is modifying the tests, and then if we get to it, team balancing. Tomorrow is the glorious day where we start the buff system. I'm sure we're going to run into a lot of interesting decisions to make there, and this is what's really going to change the game. Then we're going to add an objective, and then that's what's really going to change the game. And then we're going to add an account, and that's not going to change the game, but it's going to change how you interact with the game. Yes, I'm not going to eat dinner yet, Spoolicus says. He's been following you since you were born. Look out your window. Oh god, he's there. Alright, yeah. So I'll leave this open on the side, and we'll start to plan out what our tests are going to be. This is going to be a little bit tough. Especially because the test takes so long to make now. Do we need any of this open anymore? We got to Team Deathmatch. That's finally done. Get rid of that. Fill the match with AI players. Don't need that. Don't need that. Buffs, yes, etc. Good. Left side versus right side. That's done. Max of 3 bots per player. I really should have done that, and I didn't. Also, making the arena bigger based on how many players are in it. We'll do that next time. I meant for your YouTube video to now. I think it was just the lighting. It looked like you had bags under your eyes, but I need glasses, so I must be blind. Oh, I see. I thought you were saying just based on Twitch. Oh, and I also thought it was kind of a non sequitur because I didn't take the context of the YouTube video into account. All right, so find closest allied bot. Let's close some of these things out. Did you write your own Twitch bot? I extended the Phantom bot that I downloaded. So no, I didn't write my own. Did I reset the bot? I mean, I'm sure I watched you more than 4 hours just in the first week. I didn't have a bot in the first week. So I didn't have the loyalty bot at least. But you're one of the longtime followers, and thank you again. I don't know what I'm doing, LOL. Okay. So here, I'll give you a short customized tutorial. Press B to open up Blockly, and you could also swipe down from the top if you want, and then swiping up closes it. That was so that you could still interact on a tablet with the game. So press B to open Blockly, and what you'll see is just a blank canvas. So what you do at first is you pick what hardware you want on the right side. So drag something on. Let's say we want just missiles. Just drag missiles on. And then over here you can take a snippet that says fire missiles. So this is the most basic missile script, which is just if I can shoot my missiles, then shoot my missiles. And we don't even do anything else. If you want after that, you could add something like a movement terminator so that you've got move in random direction. So there's that. And then just hit the deploy button. And if you want, check the auto deploy checkbox so that when your bots die, they get redeployed into the arena automatically. However, Versace joined but is on my team. Alright. Yeah, so find closest allied bot. Do we have a test for this now? Find closest ally. No, we don't. All right, well, let's search for find my closest bot. This isn't even true. Should not find my closest bot when it's outside of sensor range. But we're going to set this up differently. We need an allied player or a set of allied players. This is going to be slightly difficult. Slightly difficult. Also, do all the tests still pass? I'd find that weird too, because we added in teams, and I don't know if it makes sense that they'd all pass. What happened to that? Yeah, here we go. So this. Oh, no, maybe it would make sense. They were all enemies beforehand. The part that doesn't make sense is, how do teams work on the test server? Oh, Spoolicus. Oh, Spoolicus did deploy some bots. So, okay, just to explain this really fast. The game is now frozen for the next like 3 minutes. This is supposed to be the time where if this were real, if this were like a year and a half from now and you were playing Botland as a real player and not like watching my stream, you'd just say, oh, I'm leaving the game now. I looked at the kills, like I'm number 1 or number 2. Okay, great. I leave, and then you go join a new game. Because we're not there yet, because there's only one server, this is the just downtime. In fact, I should really lower it, huh? I should probably say that the downtime is not 3 times 60. What do you guys think is valid? Something like 2 minutes? 2 minutes downtime is better. Maybe even like a minute and a half. No, 2 minutes. 2 minutes is fine. XO Gaming is back for the 3rd time. Welcome back. What language would you recommend for programming games? I think whatever you're most comfortable in, whatever you know the most. And if you don't know any languages, then I'd start with either Python or C#. As far as game programming goes, you can use either Pygame or Unity. Oh, I forgot to turn on my keyboard camera again. Sorry about that, guys. Downtime is barely even necessary, so 1 minute or so. That's true. Okay, fine. I've been convinced. 1 minute it is. All right. The tests. Did they pass? Yes, they did. Next, we put in teams. We do a whole bunch of stuff. So should find my closest allied bot when in range. How do we want to do this? This is where things get a little challenging. The test simulation server doesn't have a concept of teams. It's the, what does this extend from? The simulation server? See, this is why I don't understand how this could even work. Either I very, very coincidentally wrote all of my tests, or something's broken. Players 1 through 4. What is this? Oh, this is why everything's working. Because I'm a dumb-wad. Okay, let's make player 5 be a special player, and that they're allied with player 0. This is this is gonna be really. Okay, is there some better way to do this? Yeah, there is a better way to do this. And here's how. What is this? Versace. Soon XO will come in and say he found a way to watch Botland through satellite connections so he can watch us unconsciously while sleeping. Studio piece quite easy to use in my experience. Usually 2 days, find tutorials. Yep. Hey, I can say that stuff. I can be self-deprecating. If you guys say it, it's just deprecating, and that's mean. Don't be mean. All right, so the way we should do this is this. Before each test, here's what we'll do. We'll say test simulation server.player1.set team. What do we even? How does this work? Set team. No, shared player set team. set team ID. Here we go. So let's do this. We'll say set team ID to 0, and then same thing for these. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, except for that's not how you type the number 4. You type it like that, and then we say 1, 2, 3. So great. Make sure each player is considered to be on their own team. And then a test can override this, and that's where this is perfect. See ya, Spurtman. Have fun using the insert pedal. I'm gonna start coding by I'm gonna use these keys here to do home and end, and then these will all map to letters on the keyboard, right? And then we'll use these knobs for changing how my kill ratio is gonna end up in the game, because I'm a cheater. So yep, it'll be just like the Vim pedal. Would you do anything special for when you get 1,000 followers? Well, let me ask you, what would you like to happen? Because I wasn't planning anything. I'm always trying to improve the stream however I can, and it doesn't necessarily come down to milestones when I do it. So here's what we're going to do here. We're going to make it so players 1 and 2 are on the same team. Make it so that players 1 and 2 are allies. Playing risky, you've missed a lot. Just a simple giveaway. So I think what a lot of people end up doing when they get large amounts of followers, they either give access to the game that they have, or they, maybe I'll try to think of something. How about that? Can we get a room tour? No. This is a relatively boring room anyway, but no, I'm not going to be doing that. Something extreme, big picture type method plus something for... I'm not sure what you mean, Superman. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, never mind. I missed your first message. Where did I go to school? Yeah, that's something I'm not sharing either. Sorry, I'm not so private that I'm not sharing anything. It's just you guys happen to ask a couple of the questions that I don't share. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to deploy reference bot, and then an allied close bot, and an allied far away bot. How do we want to do this? Allied close bot. So we need to do, this is going to be at 5-0, and we need to make sure that your own, okay, so yeah, my own bot is going to be at 1-0, but it's owned by me. So we shouldn't find this bot because it's owned by me, not by an ally. Also, what's going on the server right now? Nice. Do a gameplay stream. There were already some streams going for something like that. For Botland, I mean. Playing Risky and Wouter were both streaming them at some point. And what did I get done today? So teams are now finally on the main server. So this is, and Eberus says, what kind of JS is it? This is ECMAScript 6. So teams are on the server, so you can see it's blue team versus red team right now. And at the end of each match, teams are auto-balanced and scrambled at the same time. And yeah, matches last 9 minutes, 12, 13 minutes, I think. So there's 9 minutes left in this one. The unfortunate thing is, like, you should move based on where you spawn, I guess. So let's do this. Let's load this up, and here's what I'm going to say. If x is less than... So if x is less than... Let's do, what, math? Arena width. Oh, there's no arena width. Oh, I can't do this. Well, I could just put it into here. Okay, here we go. So if x is less than arena width divided by 2, then move right. Else move left. Oh, and I guess we say this. If can move right, move right. And if can move left, move left. Otherwise move. There we go. Save that. Blue team, aka Adam versus everyone. Well, Versace's not playing right now, so it is just a 1v1. For 1,000, make a cool game trailer and give everyone watching your stream access. They'll give each person like 20 minutes only and give them out at different times so there aren't too many on at one time. Yeah, like I said, I got to think about this. Making a cool game trailer is not something I can do. I just don't have the ability to do something like that. And as far as getting someone else to make it, it would probably cost a lot of money. Okay, so my own bot, we shouldn't find this. We set up the reference bot, then we say assert.equal. We're going to say code execution system dot find closest allied bot, and we're going to make sure that it's equal to allied close bot. Unexpected closest ally. And we're going to make a far away allied far bot is going to be at like 10, 0. Okay, let's run that test. What else do we have to do? Sensing cloaked allies. Oh yeah, actually, I think there's a problem here. Shared arena, we have matching flags. This. So we check, where's CanSense? CanSense entity. So if the entities are foes, then you can't sense them. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, this might work already. Make Adam a trailer? Whoa, that's pretty risky. I don't think you should do that. You should enjoy your winter break. Like, plus the other thing is, a fan-made trailer is something, but if you wanted to do like an official trailer, we need to spend some time figuring out what we want. We need to solidify what our message is going to be, what the gameplay is, how we present it. I just feel like there's too much work. Okay, so this should already, yeah, good. We have 312 passing tests. So next up is sensing cloaked allies. Let's try this out. Okay, so should be able to sense cloaked allies. So we have a reference bot and we have an allied cloaked bot is what we're going to change this to. Good, and we say that this is at 5 and it does need cloaking code. And that means we need to go find some cloaking code. There we have it. So let's put this here. Okay, then we assert that it's cloaked. Assert cloaked allied cloaked bot is true. Then we set the reference bot as active and we say that the find closest one is the cloaked bot. Let's run it. Oh, I see. Do need things for a real. Oh wow, cool, okay. Alright, so that should be done. Next, getting X or distance or whatever for cloaked allies. Yeah, I guess you should be able to do that stuff. So let's do this. Let's say get distance to, and we need to pass in the allied cloaked bot. The distance should be 5. Unexpected distance to ally. So yeah, that first part was passing. And then what else do we want to do? Get the X value? That shouldn't really be that difficult, right? Get X is also 5. Unexpected X of ally. Okay. Yeah. What's next? Pathfinding around cloaked allies. Man, I really drilled in the whole cloaked ally thing, didn't I? Okay, let's do it. Pathfind around cloaked allies. Should not be able to sense anything. Okay, let's write this. Alright. Should pathfind around cloaked allies. So here's what we do. We make move to 20. Perfect. Cloaking code. Perfect. Pathfind bot is owned by player 1. Good, good. All of that's totally fine. So we make sure that this is, yep, actually, a lot of this test still applies. This will try to pathfind into it, which will uncloak it. So no, we don't want to do that. We want to pathfind around it. So the only place you have to go is 0, 1. and that the cloaked bot is still cloaked, I guess. And then we pathfind again. We should be at 1, 1. Yeah, and then we should be at 2, 1, and then we should be at 2, 0. And then that's it. Then we're done. Okay, yeah, let's try it. For Game and Fortune says, do you do this for fun or as a career? So this is my full-time job, but I'm not making money off of it. And I'm one of the 2 co-founders of the company making this game. So it's kind of both fun and a career. Do I have permission to mentally judge the lamp in your room? Yes, you do. Have you thought about the possibility of throwing mines or any other hardware that is like a throwing mine instead of landmines that we have right now? Yeah, we've thought about it. I'm not sure if we're going to do that. Landmines are still kind of weird. So we're still going to figure out what we want to do with them. Entities tile Y is not what we expected. We expected 1 and we got 0. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, how did this happen? Pathfind bot is at 0, 0. So we expected 1 here and we got 0. Which means this is still at 0, 0. So we don't pathfind around cloaked bots that we can see. That means that our pathfind code is broken. Never a dull moment. Alright, let's see what's happening here. So we have is occupied. How does is occupied work? If you can't sense the entity, then you're, as far as you're concerned, it's not. Oh yeah, you know what? Here's what we can do. We can assert that this is still cloaked. So if this somehow uncloaked, well, no, that wouldn't be the case though. Then we have a big problem. It shouldn't be possible. Yeah, actually, that's another thing we should do, is make sure that moving into a cloaked ally doesn't uncloak them. I bet that's a bug. What exactly does the other guy do? High level at the most? High level, hey everyone. High level is business, game design, and any other miscellaneous wrangling that needs to be done. But the other guy is working full-time at another job still, so that's why it's not like the same level of contribution, I think. What happened here? So can sense entity. This is coming from the shared arena. We check to see if they're foes. And that's it. And then there's can sense tile. What's can sense mine? If the friendly return true. Yeah. Wow, I don't know. This is really weird. Make sure friendly ally mines can't blow you up. How is this failing? Okay, we could set this up and then debug through it, I think. I want to take another quick look, figure out what I think is going on. So we have a bot directly to our right. We try pathfinding around it, so we should go down first so that we can go around it, which would put us at 0, 1. But we're still at 0, 0, which leads me to believe that we can't see this thing. So our pathfinding is breaking. So fine, let's set up this simulation. Here's what we got to do. We got to go modify all of the code. So how do we do this? We go into simulation server. We have what? Cloaking and lasers, which has client constant cloaking and lasers. Yep, here. And we take cloaking and lasers from here, which has cloaking level 1. So we go modify cloaking level 1 to have a duration of infinite. And then we go into this. We make, this is going to be player, get player by 1. So let's set team to 0. Yeah, this is why this is so just stupid. Then we go into serve arena and in create bot, we set the tile coordinates to, how do we do this? Yeah, we do that. Yep, okay. Great, let's try this out. Oh, and see you playing Risky. Although you probably have already left by now. So when we deploy a bot, here's what we got to do. We got to say update equals function move to 2.0, and let's see what happens. So we refresh the page. We should see a cloaked bot at 1.0, and we don't. I broke everything. It's not set team, it's set team ID. Oh, why did that happen? Man, I don't know why my mouse does that every once in a while. Now I gotta fix this. Oh, actually, that didn't take too long to fix. All right, great. Wait for that to finish. Done. Try this out. So we should see a cloaked bot there. We don't, because I screwed up more than just that. Where is this coming from, though? Oh, it's the pre-game time, so we can't do this. We need to set the game state to yeah, this is gonna be hard. All right, let's do this dot game state dot set game phase. Is that even a thing we can do? Set game phase. We have a game phase and time remaining. So let's set the game phase to in game and the time remaining to like 1E9. See if this works. Yeah, there's a lot to fix up here in order to get the test to work. It's good though. We would have to run into this at some point. Oh, nice. Perfect. Hey, check it out. There's our cloaked bot. The game time is set to a very large amount of minutes. And now we try to move around this bot. So what happens? We did move around. We uncloaked the bot. That's one bug. Ooh, that is a very big bug. Let's go fix that. So verify, move, and send. I think there's uncloak entity at tile. Yeah, so what we need to check is this. Invisible entity. If... Oh, weird. Actually, we're only matching foes. This is wrong. Okay, I know part of what's wrong here. It's this. We have dot foe coming from here, and we don't want to check. Wait, yeah, what's going on here? If they're not friendly, then they're foes. This rabbit hole goes much deeper. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, indeed. Oh, I have screwed up. Uncloak entity. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a breakpoint here. We're going to refresh the page. We're going to try this again. Hey, Norm. I haven't seen you in a while. Is this dot whatever necessary in JS, or is that something you do just for clarity? This keyword, I mean. It is necessary. Going into exactly why it's necessary is kind of lengthy, but it's necessary. When done with all the important stuff, will you make 4 teams for Ultimate Destruction and more than 2 game modes? I will talk about that later, I think. That's something that we changed the design a lot on, and we're going to fix this. Grantifer says, what does the E do? 1E9. It's scientific notation. So it is not 1 times e to the 9th. It's 1 times 10 to the 9th. So, and you can check this out. If you do 1E2, it's 1 times 10 times 10. So, yeah. All right, wasn't sure because I know most of the time you can just leave it out in Java. Right, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah. And in Java, it's only really needed when there is a name collision. Oh, yeah, what's been up, Norm? All right, let's try this out. Okay, so here we go. Uncloak entity at tile 1.0. So we're going to try to match foes on this tile, and this is probably returning a real entity. It is. So this function definitely has a bug. So let's refresh, and now we can, knowing that, we know that we're searching for a bug in that function. So deploy, let's go into that function. Okay, So here's what we're checking. We don't care about can sense, but we do care about faux. So this will be something other than 0. Good, it's the number 1. And our entity's faux is true. They're somehow considered to be enemies. How is that possible? Let's take a look at this. Entity 1. Oh, whoops. Oh, God. I'm stupid. I never made them allies at the beginning of the test. So of course it's going to fail. No, but something's wrong here too. Well, that was definitely one problem. What about this though? Entity.toString. This should have an owned by player. Yeah, so let's get that player. Get component owned by player dot team ID is undefined. How's that possible? Oh, right, because it's a player ID. Okay, good. So fine. That's okay. Next, entity 2 is owned by a different player. That's also fine. But then when we do this dot player depot dot, oh, that's it actually. We should have 2 different players. Well, 4 is fine too. The team of this one is 1, and the team of this one is 0. Oh boy. Well, that was the perfect storm of bugs. The problem is that I need to set this one's team ID to 1. Everyone. You need to put a trigger notice or something if you're going to say something like that. Alright, here we go. Move to 2.0. Deploy. Perfect. Now everything's working totally fine, which means that the test should pass 2. But the only way to get it to pass is if I comment this out, then later come back in and fix this. I'm going to write myself a note to don't just blanket revert this file. There are many small changes that will be helpful later. Okay, let's try running the test. No, I want to do something else actually. Let's do CLS and run Alt F7, enter. Done. I expect this to pass now. We fixed... Wait, did we even fix a bug? There was a bug in a test. And then there was a bug in our test. And so I don't think there was any real bug we just fixed. Man, this takes way too long. Oh. Oops. This is like when you're a forklift operator and instead of picking something up, you just knock over everything. And all you can do is watch shelf after shelf as they just domino effect their way down, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage or destruction. That's what just happened, but it was virtual dollars. How did I break this? I don't even know. I guess it was this. What did I do? How did I break this? I honestly don't know how all of that broke. Alright, you know what we'll do? We commented out 1 line. That's a pretty good start. Let's see if that fixes it. +1 to you, says Harry Mangos. Thank you. I'm not sure why any of this would have caused this to fail. Yeah, this is the only part that could have in my mind, but no, 110 tests failed. What did I screw up? Okay, let's diff everything. Diff all. Oh, I know what I screwed up. Okay, never mind. I take everything back. Right from the very beginning. Botland's not going to be a game. We're not going to just... We're coding Maven's typing tutorial. Maven. No, that wasn't the name. Oh, darn it. What was it called? Mavis Beacon or something like that, right? Oh, not Maven. That's the... What is Maven then? It's a Java thing, right? Yeah, it's an Apache tool. Yeah. Maven teaches typing. Maven the Martian. Let's see how many things we can misremember here. Mavis Beacon. I never had Mavis Beacon. I had something really, really lame as far as teaching typing goes. I always wonder, there was a Mario teaches typing game, right? I wonder if that was any good. Mario teaches typing. Wait, this was a real game, right? Like, I don't think Nintendo created it, but I think they licensed it. Mario teaches typing. Edutainment game. 1991. Game that teaches the player how to type. Wow. B is for Bowser. If only typewriters look like that in real life. Okay, cool. All the tests are passing now. What did I have for lunch? I had like chicken and pasta. Okay, this is all passing. So that part's done. Pathfinder on cloaked allies. We're good. Next. Should not uncloak an ally by attempting to move into them. So here's what we do. We set it so that they're allies. We make the cloaked code. We make this say move right. Then we make the move code. And this is going to be the move bot. So we have the cloaked bot. Make sure it's there. Move it. Update. Great. And make sure that that's still there and that we're still at 0, 0. Run that test. Are there still teaching programs like that? Oh yeah, I'm sure. I was talking about your lame typing program that you use. Oh, no. So, okay. First of all, I didn't get what you were referring to, so thank you. But second, when I started working at Microsoft, and I'm not there now, and I know I'm using a Microsoft keyboard and a Microsoft operating system. I'm not getting paid by them in any way. I was given this keyboard, or at least this kind of keyboard. I didn't steal this from Microsoft. I want to set that clear. Anyway, because I had this keyboard, I couldn't move my pointer finger over here to hit the G key. That really hurts because you're making way more of a stretch than you need to do. So I learned how to type correctly only relatively recently, very late in life, I would say. And Haylock. Okay, that test passed. Done. Reveal an allied landmine and check is enemy mine at. Try not revealing it and make sure it doesn't return true. Oh, also try, what did I say? Try deploying. Can lay mines. Ensure can lay mine returns false when on an allied mine. I don't even want to do this test. We're going to change how landmines work, so this doesn't make any sense. I'm going to cancel this. Ensure can lay mine returns false when on an enemy mine. All right, let's try that out. Or an allied mine. So let's get the lay mine code. Great, so we're going to copy this up to here. Let's put this here. Should be able to sense allied mines with can lay mine. All right, so first things first, need to absolutely 100% make sure that these players are allies. So great. Then we do lay mine code. That is going to be here. Lay mine code is lay mine and the move right. Good. So then here is just going to be the reference bot. And that's going to be on my player 1. Good. And we don't need any sort of config on it. So we can just put, whatever we call this, move code. Yeah, so now move code is going to be const move code equals get debug code move right. So we're going to move right directly into the mine. And here's how we start. So make sure that a mine was laid. This will move to 2-0, and then assert that everyone's at full life. I guess we don't really need to do that yet. Okay, finally, here's what we're going to do. We do an update here on the reference bot. We do need to set landmine damage. Set landmine damage to 1E9. Okay, now assert full life reference bot. Make sure the mine didn't blow up. That's very important, because if you could get killed by your allies because they laid landmines, then there's a big problem. So we have that. Next, we need to try out, we need to say setup active bot, the reference bot, and then we need to say assert dot equal code execution system dot can lay mine is false. The bot thinks it can lay a mine despite being on an allied mine. Also, other things we should do is assert that we made it over to 1-0. And finally, that there is a landmine still at 1-0. So all of this stuff is very important. Let's run the test, try it out. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'll be right back. Test passed. Okay, hang on. Gotta get right angles on my elbows. Otherwise, ergonomics are way off. Is that a fan? No, that was my desk being raised. So should be able to sense landmines with can lay mine and should not blow up enemy landmines. So that is done. That's done. That's done, but it was a duplicate. Find my closest bot. Find my closest bot. I write this code. Find closest allied bot. Should find my closest allied bot when in range. Allied, my own bot. Okay, so let's try this. Find my closest bot. So what do we have? My closest bot and my faraway bot. And we're going to say like allied bot. We're going to put the allied bot at very close. And we're going to make it owned by player 2. And we're going to set that these two players are allies. So let's put a bookmark there. Go back up here. Take this. Go back to our original bookmark. Unmark it as a bookmark. Put this here. And make the players allies. Great. And this, I'll just say we add an allied bot. Whoa, what is this? Yeah. Oh, I already had this code here. Cool. We add an allied bot in case find my closest bot screws up and finds that. What's my word per minute on speed typing test? I do not know. It's somewhere over 100. I don't know where though. I don't think it's usually much more. But I don't think my speed slows down too terribly much when I'm programming, and I think that's what's important here. Do I have any other to-do items here? To-do, make this a proper ally and not an own bot. Should not be able to zap allies. Yeah, let's put this here. So we make this be owned by player 2. And now we're perfect. Nice. See ya, cheese ball. Scott just does probably 420 words per minute. You got me. You got me. Alright, let's run all the tests again. We just added a test for find my closest bot with this. Any friendly APIs? We don't have friendly APIs yet, so I'm canceling this. Any new APIs I added? We didn't add any new APIs. And add a test to make sure you can't hurt your own bots or allies with the splash damage of artillery. Also, what's going on the server right now? Nobody's playing. Whoops, I don't want to do that. /kill. I want to deploy this. So now when these bots can't find a target, they will eventually end up moving left toward the center of the arena, which is what they're doing. But who's online? Spoolicus and the Versace Lord. Oh, there's Spoolicus, except for we're on the same team. So this is where having AI players to pad the player count in a game is very important for pre-beta, so that people can still have fun. We should probably make matches a little shorter too. I don't know. This is what's tough. People should be able to join in the middle of the match. Is that checkbox thing part of Sublime? It is part of a plugin that can be added to Sublime. It's called Plain Tasks. And Spoolika says, "Dang, I thought I wasn't on your team." You weren't, and then at the end of every match, teams are automatically scrambled. And because there are 3 players, they're also, that means imbalanced, but there's nothing we can do about that until we can add in AI players. So we just have this test left. All the other tests are passing. So just this one more test, just one test to write. Fine, I'll write it. Okay, so artillery. Let's see what we've got here. Deal damage to shields. Where else do we use artillery? I think the only place we can use it is here, wherever we call it. Oh, this is the only test where we use this, I guess. All right, fine. Let's write another test. So here's what we're going to do. This shouldn't be too bad. In fact, really none of these tests are that bad to set up. It's just typing and running them. I don't know. I just said that as though that added value. Just typing tests and running them. That's all you get. That's all any code is typing it and running it. Okay, should not have artillery deal splash damage to owned or allied bots. So we have artillery code is going to say fire artillery. Great. Now we have an artillery bot. Great. Now we have players are allies. Almost great. Good. So player 1 is going to be at 0, 0. Player 2 is going to be at 4, 0. Player 1 is also going to be at 6, 0. And then player 3 is going to be... We should change this a little bit. We should make this 4 and then 6. And then we should put this at 5. Okay, so the enemy is right in the middle. Mid-aisle. Is there a way to check what side of the room you're on and then move to the other side of the room? Yes, there is. And you can do that with a code that I have here. Not here, here. So you can say if x is less than arena width divided by 2. Actually, this is something I should add. Let me see really fast. Built-in variable. Yeah, I have x, y, and life. All right, I really should add in arena width and height. So add arena width and arena height blockly blocks. The lights do things. Hey, Malarius. When was the last time you were here? I bet this doesn't work how I think it will. No data. Well, I was right. It didn't work how I thought it would. Although I didn't think it would work. It was not that I expected. Okay, so here we've got own bot. We have enemy bot. And we have allied bot. Good. Next, we set artillery damage. Oh, it's not artillery damage that we want to set, though. It's artillery splash damage that we want to set. We don't really care about any of this. Okay, so this will fire artillery. And then we need to update the system. The shell hasn't landed yet, right? Yeah. Good. So this will make the shell hit. And now here's where things get interesting. We say assert full life, own bot, and allied bot. And assert that the enemy bot took damage. So own bot. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay, and then the test will have been run. Yeah, there's no data for Malarius, but there is for everyone. Who was that just changed my... Oh, no, that wasn't anyone. That was a bug in my light system. Yeah, that was a bug. Because exactly 5 minutes ago, Pi Guy changed my lights. And then what should have happened is my lights should have gone down to white, but they are pink. Oh, those are white. Back there. Strange. Let's run it. Whoops. Let's run a little giveaway. Have someone else change those. Oh, Lulong? I think Lulong must be sleeping by now. Void Dreamer. Rocked. Did the test pass? Did it. No. Ownbot is not at full life. Wow, actually, there is a bug. You can deal damage to your own bots with artillery. That's not supposed to happen. Hey, cool. We tested something and we came to a conclusion. I love conclusions. So how do we verify this? Serve arena artillery shell land. Yeah, here we go. So we go through potential targets. We get a tile, then we check to see is there an entity, and then we just modify its life. We don't even check to see if it's a foe or not. Wow. Wow. Good going, Adam. So entity is the artillery shell entity. That's not right. Get this for the owner's ID. We can check if entities are... Okay, let's put a bookmark here, and let's go check are entities... No, this is in the shared arena. Are entities friendly? So we want to check are entities foes. We want to do this here. So if it exists and this dot are entities foe entity and target entity, that's what I meant to do. Now let's run the test again. I'm reporting you to Twitch. These rigged giveaways. And yeah, Norm was here back when the giveaways were rigged. I wrote a function wrong or something like that, and it would always return the same few people. Those were the good days. Not enough changing of lights. Okay. Here, we'll do this. Alright, Gliz. Gliz wins. Step right up, Glenn. And just like that, all of the tests pass. Just call it quits. Slam my monitor down on my desk. We're done. We are done. Let us check in. This code, I don't want to check in yet, but I do want to change this around a little bit. Let's just check it in as... we can't do that. So yeah, we gotta comment this. We gotta say when testing code in an ad hoc fashion, make sure to... Is ad hoc hyphenated? I think it should be when it's used as it... Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm going to say this because it's describing fashion. Make sure to set the game phase to in-game. Also, this should be a constant. Oops. Constants dot game phases dot in game. Denting you says, what are you doing? I just joined. Wait, first of all, how long have you been in this stream for? Are you asking? Oh, I see. You want to know what it is I'm coding. Okay, I'll tell you about that in a bit then. There's a delay now, avoiding stream cheating. Okay, yeah. So I'll show you the game in just a sec. Hang on. When testing the code in ad hoc fashion, make sure to set this to in-game. Otherwise, bots can't be deployed. And so we take this, we do that, we do this, and then we are done there. Finally, over here, we can get rid of Was that commented or was it? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Make this player an ally of your player. Team ID is 1 because we increment and then assign in. Nah, I'm just gonna team ID is 1. How get next team ID works. Okay, can't auto format that comment. Okay, so there we go. Now, simulation server is going to have changes, but it's going to have a bunch of commented changes. So comments, great. Okay, now let me show the game. By the way, denting you, that is Sublime Text. So yeah, this is the game. Right now, nobody's playing it really, so I guess I'll show you offline. Let's try this out. So this is Botland. It is an online strategy game, and I am whoop. There's a bug. Okay, I apparently can't show you how this works just yet. Will move work with no arguments. What is this not defined? Code execution. This dot will move work. Wait, what's happening right now? Oh, this is a JavaScript breakpoint, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, anyway, it's an online strategy game, or you make bots. You get to pick what kind of equipment you want on them. So I might put something like, let's say, lasers and shield. And then you'll write code for the bots. So I could say something like, if my lasers will hit, then fire lasers. And if I can use a shield on myself, then I'll shield myself. And then let's move toward the left, because I am on the red team. And we will call this the U-bot. And deploy a few of those. So there are U-bots. They've used a shield on themselves. And now they're attempting to move left, and then they'll fire lasers when they can fire lasers. So check it out. They're destroying the Bender bots. Now eventually they're going to move too far behind enemy lines, and then they'll probably get killed. Ooh. They're actually doing pretty well. Okay, now they're dying. Oh, this one's still alive. Oh, there it goes. Okay, great. So yeah, I'm getting 8 kills in the process. That's pretty good. Yeah, so right now it's a team deathmatch, and there are going to be some more little game features added in the next couple weeks. Then we're going to work on account features, and then we're going to keep doing more things. So if you want to get access to the game, you can watch this video to figure out how you can, or I'll just sum it up very quickly now. Go to bot.land. You can click pre-beta. You can see how many points it costs on each day to join. It costs 90 for today, and I'm about to turn off the stream in about 10 minutes, so it wouldn't make sense for you to buy it today. And tomorrow it'll cost 80, and I don't stream on Thursdays, and this Friday I'm not going to be there. So yeah. So we're just finishing up some of the test code, and it found at least one real bug, right? It was this. So fixed a bug where the splash damage from artillery could damage friendly bots. So there's that. This bug was found by the automated test. So we're just going to check in the fixes to everything right now. This is something we'll check in later. This is something we actually don't want to check in at all. And then, yeah, so I guess we only fixed one bug, but we wrote a bunch of tests, which is valuable. So let's check that in. Let's make our other 3 commits. So we will just check in this stuff. Added a lot of tests around allies and owned bots. Good. So we check that in. We check these things in. Added some comments for ad hoc testing in the simulation server. Alright, Harry Mangoes gave a very, very specific time. So let's try this out. There. We'll see. We'll see. And one more commit. And this one was the post-game phase now only lasts 1 minute instead of 3 minutes. I should really turn 1 into a word and not a number. Malaria says, I just checked a couple of other dev streams. It occurs to me how little people say or how long someone will stare at a monitor without a reason why. Not sure if seeing bug. Yeah, I don't tend to watch other dev streams, mostly because I don't really have the time. And when I do have time, I'm not going to watch a dev stream. I'm going to watch a game stream. But I try to talk the entire day, which is why I can only stream for 8 hours at a time. Okay, cool. So let's turn off the keyboard camera for a second and type my password. HUNTER2. Turn it back on. Okay. Tests are done. Modified tests. So I think we can finish this in the next 10 minutes. And then I think that's it for today. So at arena height and arena width, let's go into setup Blockly. And where we have the built-in X. Yeah, so we got to do this for width and height. So this is going to be built-in arena width. And it's going to say arena width. It's a number, and it is arena width. Wow, that was hard. Now check this out. What we can do that's really cool here is I can search for all the widths and then hit Alt-R and change them all into the word height. And I don't need to worry about capitalization because that was automatically fixed. Finally, we go down to here and we add in the new blocks. So we put height and width, and we should be done. Why are you telling us we shouldn't be watching you but some other game stream? Oh, what are you telling us? Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Approve your ability to never shut down the mouth. The Grantifer says, hey, how do you feel about hosting me after you're done today? Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind doing that. So, host Grantifer. Remind me before the end of the day. So here's what happens. When you click this button over here, stop streaming, it doesn't show you guys any buffered content. So if I clicked that button, you wouldn't have heard me say any of what I'm saying now because it would have stopped it like 20 seconds before. Anyway, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to say my goodbye in like 10 minutes and then I'll host you Grantifer, but it'll be after 20 or 30 seconds after I've stopped my stream or something like that. Yeah. So then, man, what is that username? Costifisboss. How long have you been doing this? I don't really do this, just find it interesting. I've been doing it for a long time. I haven't been saying the exact amount of time. Okay, so let's try it out. Also, is anyone... Oh, it's just Spoolicus and myself over here. But now we're on opposite teams. We'll see who the true winner is. I summon you, Spoolicus. Summoning portal open. Oh, it worked. I've summoned the Spoolicus bots. My bots have a really low chance to move. Oh, wait. No, they don't ever move. Hang on, I gotta fix my code. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna delete all this so that I never do that again. Let's go to JavaScript and let's deploy 5 of these bots. There we go. Now they'll slowly march over into the Spoolicus territory. Now while that's happening, let's take a look over here and see if we've added in the correct arena width and arena height. Perfect. And we should see arena width and arena height. Perfect. And they are known variables. Also perfect. Great. We're done. And whoa, what are those? Why am I shooting missiles? Oh, I'm apparently a zapper bot. I didn't even realize that. Huh, interesting. Okay, Spoolicus is a big cheater. Look at those reflect shields. We're not a fan of that. Okay, we're gonna make this just the Mr. Zaps bot. Let's try that. /kill Mr. Zaps. Go, Mr. Zaps. Are you developing World at War maps? No, this is my own custom game called Botland. And it's an online strategy game. And you make bots, you write automation for them, and then they fight on their own. So you can see that happening. Ooh, Felix that's just connected. What team? Red team. Ha! It'll be 2 versus 1 now. I think the arena is probably a little bit too small right now. Maybe not. But yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so I think we can check this in too. And then probably call it quits. What is my uptime for today? 7 hours and 58 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty close to 8. So added Blockly blocks for arena width and arena height. Oh, okay. I haven't actually played World at War, but Snipe Man, I've gotten a lot of very strange questions. At one point, I think the most bizarre one I got was, it's not that bizarre saying it now, but what's your favorite flavor potato chip? Because I thought, why does anyone ever ask that question? But yeah, there have been a lot of weird questions. And one time, no, I'm not going to say this in case the person's still here. They were asking an honest question. It was just such a broad question, but they didn't realize how broad it was. It was like saying, how do I solve world hunger? It's a question you can ask and probably should ask, but it's not something you should expect an answer to in 5 minutes. All right, cool. What are the kills working out to? Yeah, we're about even, Spoolicus. You're doing a pretty good job. Virtual high five. Oh, by the way, Spoolicus, when I stop streaming, when I go home, well, I'm already home. I work in my apartment. When I stop streaming, when I stop working, the game server's still online. The problem is that when this match ends, everyone will be removed, and then it's the same thing you're used to now. So if I don't come back and deploy, then there's no one really to play against. And so what are we doing on memory here? Yeah, everything's fine there. The server hasn't crashed at all ever since I started with that flag, so that's pretty good. Well, what is your favorite flavor? Now everybody wants to know. Yeah, I think it was, I haven't had potato chips in so long. I think it's the chive and sour cream. I think that's it. I haven't had them in forever. Norm says, how do I program? Okay, yeah, I think we're going to get going. So did we check this in? No, we didn't. So let's try this. And then, so tomorrow, here's what we're pretty much set up to do for tomorrow. And this is why this is so great. The buff system. So here's what's going to happen. A game is going to start and you're going to be presented with 3 buff options and you can pick one of them. And then as the game progresses, for now at least, we're just going to give you a random choice throughout the game. If we can get that done tomorrow, then we can probably start working on the objective system and really expand the gameplay. So it should be very interesting after that. Spolka says, if 2 bots fire on each other, which one shouldn't they kill each other? No, so everything happens instantaneously in the game. So a bot firing a laser, if it kills its target, it happened immediately. And the reason it looks like it's taking time is because you're a human and you need to watch what happens. So there's animation time on the client. And Norm says I'm ignoring his question. Oh, how do I program? Hive and sour cream. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to host the Grantifer and I'm going to sign off for now. So if you guys want to stick around and watch Grantifer, I cannot vouch for the quality of the stream, but I will watch for probably a few minutes and then form a very heavy opinion. No, anyway, yeah, I'll dump you guys into that stream. So thanks again for watching. I'll be on tomorrow for 8 hours, so starting in about 16 hours from now, and then that's it for the week. So catch you later. Goodbye.